In this video, I'm going to show you how to set your call routing within your phone system. Call routing is how we determine what happens when someone calls your Max Challenge location. You might want the call to go to your cell phone or to maybe an employee's cell phone, perhaps your manager or salesperson, whoever is going to be available to answer the call when it rings. You can change your call routing at any time, as well as set up a schedule in advance for days, nights, weekends. You'll see the combinations are almost limitless. So the first thing that we're going to do is you're going to log into your phone system. You're going to go open your web browser, go to this website as you see here at the top of the screen, or you can type in the word login.timefortitan.com. You can see here with the word login in front. It will redirect you to this same page. To log in, presently, you'll use your center's phone number. I'm going to use this Max Center as an example. Extension 100 is going to be the extension number from where you will primarily be setting your call forwarding preferences. And you'll put in your PIN, which is, by the way, the same PIN that you would use when setting your voicemail on the phone system on this extension. On the left side, you'll go to call routing. If by any chance the side panel is reduced, you can hover over it, or you can stick that pin to keep the side panel expanded. So after clicking on call routing, we'll click on list routes. Right now, you'll see there are no routes on this extension. Routes would be detailed in this bottom third of the screen. So I'll get started. I'll click new route, and I'm going to do a very simple route. We're just going to forward the calls to one phone number in this example. So number one, I'll put it in the top, or it will put itself there automatically. Having the route on is important. Emergency mode, we'll leave this blank for now, and I'll explain what emergency mode is in a different video. But basically, emergency mode is where calls will go to in the event that there's a system problem or perhaps like an internet outage at your location, or perhaps an internet outage or service outage at one of the phone carrier's data centers. So that's where emergency mode would come in handy. But since we're sending the calls to a cell phone, emergency mode is not so applicable. For Route 2, we have a couple different options. External phone number, this is what we're going to be selecting now for going to a cell phone. But if you had a VoIP phone from us on your account, you would click VoIP phone. Ring group, I'll explain in another video, but a ring group is where you'd ring more than one phone at the same time. So say we wanted to ring the phone in the center and your cell phone, because you might be in either place, you would use a ring group for that function. Transfer and transfer to voicemail, those aren't features that you would probably use as a max location. But if your location grows or your needs change and those features would be useful, will help you and list them on an individual basis. So we're going to route to an external phone number. The phone number here, 10 digits and no dashes. If you put a dash in, this will not work. So I'm going to just type in here a fake phone number so that you get the idea. No, I'm going to type in our office phone number here, 732-972-6665. This options section, if I'm going to a cell phone, I'm going to want to select call announce on. Call announce, you'll see later on, when somebody calls you and you pick up from your cell phone, you'll get an automated message from us that says you have a call, press 1 to accept or 2 to decline. This allows you to know up front, hey, this is a Max Challenge phone call. And if by any chance you don't pick up or you miss the call, it'll go to your Max Challenge voicemail, so not your personal cell phone voicemail. So you'd want to allow call announce, so make sure that's selected. Our start and end time, midnight to 11:59 p.m., so that's basically all day, 24 hours. So if you're the only person getting calls, that's fine. Timeout when you're going to a cell phone, I would recommend making this 45 seconds. Then here are the days of the week. So in this scenario, reading again from the top, the first thing the phone system is going to do is to ring this phone number with the call announce feature on 24 hours during the day for 45 seconds and 7 days of the week. If, say, I don't want my phone to ring during certain hours of the day, or rather, let's just say first, if you don't pick up at all, after 45 seconds, the person's going to get your voicemail. If the start and end times aren't applicable, they're also going to get your voicemail. So if I only wanted to receive calls between the hours of 6 a.m. and let's say 8 p.m., I could put those times here, and maybe I only wanted to get them during the weekdays. I can then click save, and I would only receive calls forwarded to me between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, and that's because Saturday and Sunday are unchecked. It's always important to press the save button. And then if I wanted to make any changes to this later, I can just modify this route by clicking the pencil here, and I'm back on the edit screen where I left off. If you're sharing phone responsibilities with someone, you're only, maybe let's say you're going to handle the calls in the morning because your manager has to get the kids ready for school. So let's pretend again that I am the owner. I'm going to want to receive calls from maybe 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. And then my manager is going to take the calls from 6 a.m. or rather from 10 a.m. to, let's say, 5 p.m. And then I'll set this up so that I take the calls again after 9 o'clock from 5 p.m. till 9 p.m. So we're going to ring the phone from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Again, 45 seconds because we're going to a cell phone, and call announce on. And on weekends, I don't want my phone to ring at all. If somebody calls me or calls for my manager, don't bother her with the phone call, or him. So for phone number here, this is where I'm going to put my manager's phone number. Make sure I did that right. And this is going to be route number 2. That didn't like that phone number. I have to redo it. I think just for simulation here, I'm going to put my phone number in here a second time. But remember, in this scenario, you'll be putting in your manager's phone number. So 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., 45 seconds, call announce, and only Monday through Friday. Then you'll see if I were to then say I'm going to take the calls again starting at 5 p.m., I would make a third route and start it to only go 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. If somebody calls outside of a time when there's no route set, they're just going to go to your voicemail. The phone's not going to ring at all. You can have separate routes, say maybe Saturday and Sunday, you want those to be different times. You can make another route special just for Saturday and Sunday. If you have any questions on how to set up a route, please don't hesitate to reach out to our support team. You can reach out to our support by email or phone using the information on your screen. Thanks for watching.